Hey, Rex Harris here, coming to you from my home in Fort Pierce, Florida. I've been reading a book recently called Psycho Cybernetics, and I've had a couple of tremendous breakthroughs with this book. This is actually my second read through it, and you know what's cool about books like this is when you go back through and review them a little bit later, the breakthroughs are even more apparent. You kind of recognize the breakthroughs you had before and have new breakthroughs at the same time. And as I was reading this morning, I came across a section in chapter 4 that says how a false belief aged a man 20 years. And I'm going to go through some of the highlights of this real quick. Then I'm going to share with you what was impressed upon me. And I believe that there's someone watching this video right now that as you pay close attention and listen to the sound of my voice, that this is going to cause a breakthrough in your finances for you as well. So the author says here, Maxwell Maltz, that in a previous book, he gave a detailed case history of how a patient, Mr. Russell, aged almost 20 years overnight because of a false idea and then regained his youth almost as quickly when he accepted the truth. Briefly, the story is this. He says, I performed a cosmetic operation on Russell's lower lip for a very modest fee under the condition that he must tell his girlfriend that the operation had cost him his entire savings of a lifetime. His girlfriend had no objection to his spending money on her, and she insisted that she loved him, but explained she could never marry him because of his too large lower lip. However, when he told her this, and proudly exhibited his new lower lip, her reaction was just as the doctor expected. She became hysterically angry, called him a fool for having spent all his money, and advised him in no uncertain terms she had never loved him and never would, and that she had merely played him for a sucker as long as he had money to spend on her. She went on further, because of the fact that they lived in the West Indies, cast a voodoo curse on him. And this voodoo curse was known as an African bug, is what she called it, which left a bump on his lower lip. We'll fast forward through the story because of this curse, because of what he believed, because of this hypnosis he was under. Mr. Russell, who now sat across the desk from the doctor, had aged at least 20 years. His hands shook with the tremor of age. His eyes and cheeks were sunken. He had lost perhaps 30 pounds. The changes in his appearance were all characteristic of the process which medical science, for want of a better name, calls aging. Now, after a quick examination of his mouth, the doctor assured Mr. Russell that he could get rid of the African bug in less than 30 minutes, and he did. The bump which had caused all the trouble, this bump he believed to be a curse, was just scar tissue. That's all it was. So the doctor removed it, held it in his hand, and showed it to Mr. Russell. But here's the key, all right? And Jesus talks about this in the Bible, that you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The doctor says the important thing is that he saw the truth and believed it. Here's your African curse. It's a scar tissue bump. There is no curse. Now think about this in terms of perhaps a current financial situation or struggles within your home business. Could it be merely the fact that you are believing something that's not true, that's causing the struggles that you're having? Could it be that your self-doubt is simply hypnosis from something somebody said long ago, a simple curse that could be removed by me saying to you today, there is no curse. You are awesome. You are powerful. You are strong. There's no curse. Okay? Anything that anybody said to you in the past, it does not matter. What matters is what you believe to be the truth. So are you going to believe me, or are you going to continue to believe something that was said to you or about you years ago that you chose to believe to be the truth about you? And I believe somebody just had a breakthrough right there, because that's the truth. You are as awesome as you choose to be, and what anybody else thinks matters not. And that all starts right here with changing the way you think and changing what you speak about your reality, because that's exactly what it is that you're going to receive. He says the truth had not only set him free of fear and restored his confidence, but he had actually reversed the aging process. So what if, by simply believing something new, you can reverse the failing process? Think about that. You can reverse the stress about bills process. You can completely heal and transform your life by simply making a decision to believe what I believe is the truth about every last one of us. That we are all equal to one another. It doesn't matter who's here or who's here in the world of finances. I don't look at anybody as any better or any worse or any different than I am. I'm a guy from Fort Pierce, Florida, who's a happy husband, dad, and grandpa, who works a very successful full-time home business and enjoys Florida living here at my home. That's what I do. I'm nobody special. All right? I'm just like anyone else. The difference is I made a decision to believe something better, and I followed what so many of these books teach, and I began to think new things, and I began to speak new things, and new things manifested in my life. You can do the exact same thing. I believe in you. God bless you. Have a fantastic day.